walkability and sidewalks and parking. I mean, those are our biggest issues in the
Absolutely.
downtown.
Yep.
So I know that placemaking is focused completely on walkability and trying to get more people walking in the center of town. So how do we start those projects as a village? So how do we start those
I think
sidewalk
it started
projects?
last year, okay, with the beautification of the village, okay, where there were actual plants in the pots rather than dead flowers in the pots, okay? It started already, all right? Now, we're all gonna have different ideas, okay, and that's okay, but we have to move forward sooner or later on some ideas.
Right, but I mean, those are really the biggest things,
Yeah.
you know, the sidewalks and the parking
Absolutely,
for
yeah.
the most part.
And we do have a major parking problem here in the village. All right, we have a municipal parking lot that is being surveyed, okay? Not really sure how to get in it, if it's even on property. Okay? Don't forget, on the lot, there was a building, correct me if I'm wrong, where you drove underneath it, correct?
Yes.
To go into the back. I don't know how you got out. Did you come out the
Not
same
easy.
way?
Not easy.
hardware store.
Got out
Yeah.
right where the parts, the auto parts store is.
Okay, that
That
alleyway.
alleyway was the exit
Yeah.
for the parking lot.
So they put all the
But there was
dumpsters
another
there.
one
Yeah,
between.
well,
the
you see, and
bar
it's
and the
it's all part of the plan.
Underneath.
There was another one though, between the buildings that burned,
Yeah,
That was
that
the
you could
entrance.
get out, an alleyway that you could get out to
I don't
94.
That
think
was
we
the
still
entrance.
do that.
The entrance, okay,
That
and
was the
then,
entrance.
yeah.
You know, so, I mean, there's, we know where we were. Yeah, I mean, I saw a tremendous change since I'm up here, okay? Some good, and some not so good. We're just trying to make it good. Yes.
First, I want to say, any post that I put, I did not have any knowledge of strip malls, so I don't know where that came from, but it was more to get people to come
Yeah, and that's what we
talk
want.
about it.
Right.
My biggest concern, and with your front yard that you want to possibly change, would be parking then in the backs. We cannot forget, and we haven't had a flood in a very long time, but having come, or having lost our home from Irene, I can tell you, we will flood again.
Absolutely,
It just is our
Yeah.
topography.
yes.
We are in a flood zone.
We are
lane,
going,
whatever. Anything you do with macadam paving back there is going to hurt us in that way because there's not absorption. Second of all, DOT, it's already very difficult many times, not just 2 times a day, many times during the day, people stopping, trying to pull in a driveway, trying to go to a doctor's office, trying to go here. I love all these towns. I'm a Hallmark freak. I watch Hallmark movies every day, and he'll tell you. All my TV is on 312 all day long. I would love to have the burning in the winter and the tents and the farm festivals. We just don't have it in the middle of town. It just, unless we knock down buildings, and we can't do that.
No, and that's not what we
But I
even
think that
think.
we have to first do safety,
Yes,
and we have to think of the climate that we are in and our future, and not doing things that will accommodate a future that maybe we're not looking forward to. I also think that there should be big pots on certain parts by like auto park, AutoZone.
I think that's
Even
already
in front of
being,
the hook and ladder
Yeah.
and
yeah,
one,
I think all of that's already in.
and I know, we're doing that in placemaking, but even in front of one and the hook, there, I've seen many accidents where people are coming from North Main Street, they come around, I think that first spot should be removed personally, because it's too close to when you have 2 rows going for the turn and going straight, they come around so fast. There was a 6-car accident there 6 months ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Car came barreling around. we have to do something with drivability, forget walkability, drivability, different ways that we can create.
We have our work cut out for us, okay?
And we need
Now, you
signs for
mentioned-
municipal parking lots.
Yes, you mentioned the DOT. It's just a hurdle, okay?
Oh, yeah,
It's not a barrier, it's just a hurdle.
And I'm just giving, I'm
Okay.
giving suggestions that we can
As
make
far as the
safe.
hallmark, I would love to see the village like the hallmark, but you know a lot of that's fake. Oh, okay.
Don't kill
I
her.
just want to,
It's our dream.
Tom, right? It's
She'll be up all
They're
night.
filming in
It
Florida.
is going to.
not much of it, but there was some. But didn't you have that? But didn't you have that vision of the hallmark, the last Christmas parade?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
So
And I just want to say one other thing, that I lost my train a million times. Businesses, you look at the anchor businesses we have in our village that have sustained through the years. They adapt to the times. They are consistent in their hours. They do things, and I've said it on Facebook, and so I'm not saying just because Corinne's here. They recreate their business to make people come and know that what she has. When I walk in there and I need mason jars or whatever she doesn't have, she goes into the office and orders it for me. So it is possible if you put other things besides just selling auto parts or just selling computers or just selling.
we need to support, not only do we need to support the businesses, and it's very important, but we also need to support our next door neighbor that might need help bringing the garbage can.
Oh,
Okay?
absolutely.
I mean, that's what I think we're all about. You know, this is a little piece to everything, okay? But I think from last year, tremendous improvement from the year before to last year. And there's no reason why it's not going to be better this year, okay? And right now, you know, you mentioned the DPW. Our DPW, you know,
They've been watering plants for
yes.
33 years.
Right now, our DPW works 6 days a week,
Right.
okay? We have 2 people that work Tuesday through Saturday. So it's not costing us anything for these 2 other people, you know, to be working, right? So
And
6
the
days a week,
neighbors,
never had it, so
truthfully,
increase in
the lot-
services.
All of the businesses, we took turns.
Yep,
So the DPW, we emptied garbages,
Absolutely,
we watered
yes.
plants.
because that's what it is.
We
Yeah,
did
that's
it
what
all.
it's about. We have a lot of work to
Right.
do. I sat down just last week with trustee Lodato. There's a list that was given out. These are the things that we have to do just to stay afloat.
Okay, can I add something?
Sure.
Someone, you brought up what you wanted to do in town. I said, I agree with it. Someone brought up, well, who's gonna pay for that? Can I? And someone brought up, are we gonna pay for it, you want us to pay for it? And I said that in the previous regime that was here. I've been doing farmers markets all over the place, and every municipality, when someone gets a ticket, and I'm getting Monroe, $150 plus, when you go to court, it ended up $200. It wasn't me, it was a guy that stopped for 2 minutes, and he told me I had to pay $200. Village of Washingtonville, you get a ticket, what is it, everyone? $10.
Yeah,
It's
they
more than
went
that
up
now.
to 50.
They were
50, even so.
Yeah.
Raise the taxes.
Yeah.
And I'm Mr. Mama, besides having a private business. I see people violating the laws and rules of this village every single day. They don't respect the signs, they don't do it because they know they can get away with it. Put it up $150 if you double park. I wanna see who's gonna double park. And everybody double parks,
Well,
stop and shop, and everybody
I mean, you know,
goes, stop and they go in. I don't
And
care.
that's all well, and I understand it because it goes back.
Bring in
to
revenue
however
for
it
the
works,
tax, for the
but-
village.
But really, by you getting a speeding ticket, you have to pay $50, and your taxes just go up $50.
But it's
You
just
don't
in
want to be
general.
like Chester either, that, or.
Oh, no, Chester, you gotta get out
In
and walk your car.
Middletown,
Right.
in front of Walmart, you can't stand in front of
Yeah.
Walmart. The way that everybody is standing in front of Stop and Shop, the cops are always there.
No, actually, they have a private ticket person that goes around doing tickets.
Yeah, but you don't want to be that kind of place where you're afraid to.
No, no.
Yes,
I
I
mean-
do, because
Yeah,
you know what,
that's what you do.
when I drive through Chester, I slow down. How many people slow down in Chester because they know they're getting a ticket?
That's
You
right.
know, I slow down in
Washingtonville.
Washingtonville. I slow down when
I
I'm
slow down in
coming over.
Washingtonville because I live here, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest.
Go down where I
Everybody
live.
else
Don't
that's
slow
driving
down.
If you
through,
get a
they
hill,
don't
you-
slow
you
down
get
because they
trouble.
don't live here.
No,
That's even
Chester's
going
real.
down.
And you get the
Exactly,
ticket.
They will
exactly.
hammer you. They will
Yes.
hammer me.
I have just a little bit of a different perspective because I'm not from Washingtonville. I'm from Goshen. And I have a business in Goshen, one in Newburgh and one in Middletown. And this is my father, Bob. We've been driving through this town, Washingtonville, for probably about, I have to say, a little over 2 years, looking for a location in Washington. Because we want to open up a business here. And the biggest problem that I see with Washingtonville is obviously the fact that I've gotten many, many calls from, oh, we have a location here, we have a location there, we have here. And there's zero, unfortunately, there's zero parking in every location, they tell me, where you basically would have to have people park 3 miles away to walk to your
No,
establishment.
Napoli's has plenty of parking. The old Napoli's.
It does, but, I mean, for us, nothing bad about Napoli or that whole lot, but we just didn't really like the way it was entered, you enter and exit
Exactly, a
from.
lot of people don't like that.
But that's neither, I mean, we might be wrong, who knows? But we've been looking for a lot, we've been looking for a location in the area for about 2 years. And, you know, now we've been working together, hopefully, and looking to do something in Washingtonville. Now, when you talk about the zoning and what does it cost and what is it, you know, how much is it gonna cost you? And I think I agree with you 100%. It's gonna cost you much more not to. Because the way your situation is right now, you're landlocked, you're done. You can't do anything different with what you have. When you say that people move out of this place because the rent's too high, the rent's only too high if you're not doing the business. And I'm not saying that they weren't or whatever, but if, the problem is that the locations on Main Street with one parking spot, possibly two, it's not a business plan. It won't work. And when people go there, you know, for certain businesses, okay, for my business, wouldn't work. And when people go there, they're gonna be there, they're gonna do what they do, and then unfortunately, they might leave. Now,
I
if
think
you read,
Fulton Square would be the perfect place. The corner candle shop has survived longer than any of us have lived here. The beer store, everybody goes there,
Is it
Hennessy's,
doing it?
everybody goes to Hennessy's. The
I'm-
pharmacy, a bagel store there would be the ideal place and would reroute some of the traffic away from.
well, here, let me just answer. I'm sure it would be, but for us, just us, we're not a huge fan of strip malls. We might be wrong, but we just, I like a standalone location, that's what we
You want to own, I get
I want a
that.
standalone location. I
Well, you know,
wanna-
with your own damn standalone location on
Yeah,
with
that's
all
all.
homes.
Well, hold on, that's what we're getting back to, I think that's what he's talking about. Where there's certain homes, now in reality, if you have a home that might be either abandoned or run down, or might be in a spot where there's businesses all around it, I think that's what you're talking about, correct? Of rezoning some of these spots where if you put a business there, for example, now, just to leap forward a little bit, well, nobody wants a strip mall, nobody wants this, I totally agree, but that falls in the lap of a powerful zoning board, who, the architectural designer, who then looks at it and says,
So you're talking about the house next to the bus?
No,
Yes,
well, just hold on.
exactly.
So,
Oh,
I
I,
just have
I'm
to
just
say,
asking.
can I, let me just finish real quick what I'm saying?
Families own home.
What I'm saying is this,
Let's not
that
get down and try
I
to-
would imagine if you took certain spots, everybody thinks of a strip mall as flashing lights and an auto zone and this, that's not, I mean, you look at a lot of these so-called 2-store, 3-store, 4-store strip malls, which a lot of them are on that presentation, that are gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. You're talking about 3 or 4 stores, you're talking about patios, you're talking about people eating, you're talking about people gathering and walking around. That's what you want. I think the typical strip mall of a Walmart and a Best Buy, you're not getting that here anyway. I mean, you're not getting that in Goshen, you're not getting that here, they're not doing that. But someone to come in, I think, and take a 2 to 3, like a 1 acre, 2 acre parcel here and there throughout the town, which might be now residential, put in beautiful commercial
People that live there, we don't want that. I don't want to live next to that.
oh,
so,
okay.
can I just?
You know, I'm offensive. Do we want that next to
I'm sorry,
us?
I just
Well,
want
there's nobody living here.
It doesn't matter. You don't want to live next to all these businesses.
No, but there's nobody, I agree with you, but it's not going in a neighborhood. If it was going in a
It is a
neighborhood,
neighborhood. It was a neighborhood. It is a neighborhood.
It is a
They all
neighborhood.
came in.
Is there any
It was
houses?
a neighborhood. We were all homes.
But they're not
At one
now.
time, I guess they were.
You're right.
And
They're
then,
Us
abandoned.
that still live, there's plenty of us that still live on 94 that do not want to live next to businesses.
Well, you
You know,
already
and
are.
it did change.
There's a disconnect right there.
It's
When
a-
not
Here's
good
the
road, you have
problem,
stuff
if we
like
don't
that.
have business in town, the town goes away because we can't support.
Right.
Because-
We have
Only
businesses in
because,
town, we're not
listen,
saying that, you have businesses in town. Do you want to live next door to a business on a regular basis? No. So, you know, as you're changing our community, little by little,
I get that, so, and that would have to be a decision.
you know,
Yeah,
these
and
are
that's-
all
that's
forms
what
that
we're here
go
for.
into businesses.
you know, this is starting the conversation.
No, and I totally get it, and I would never, ever suggest, because one of my concerns would be, and, you know, whether we, you know, developing any business is that walkability, because we cannot design towns for the amount of cars that are needed to be in it, because every worker drives, every customer drives, so we cannot design towns for that. So we have to be very cognizant of how we let businesses in, particularly, and it's a totally different discussion on where the particular place that we're talking about.